Welcome back, everybody, to the Metropolis Bulldogs Team Builder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today, we head to Metropolis Field, I know, very creative name, for the Bulldogs home opener, and since this is obviously the first season of the series, the first game at this venue ever. Metropolis, of course, comes in as a 61 overall, the lowest rated team in the entire FBS, but their Week 1 game against Maryland did show a lot of promise. Even though our Metropolis Bulldogs did not win that game, I do have some confidence going into this matchup against Rutgers. Rutgers comes in as an 81 overall, also coming from the Big Ten Conference, but I don't think they're quite as good of a team as the Maryland Terrapins. You have to keep in mind that game against Maryland was on the road, and we obviously did not play too badly, only losing 35-20. Now, this game started off very poorly early. Maryland took a 28-0 lead late in the first half, so a lot of our strong play was during garbage time, when you can argue Maryland didn't really try. But on the flip side, I think it's still a good look for us, because even though we were out of the game, we still fought until the very end. My initial plan was to do a doubleheader today with the Rutgers and Virginia Tech games, but I wanted to slow it down just for the start of this series, and then as we move along here towards the middle portion of Season 1, I do plan to move a little bit faster and do doubleheaders consistently. This Rutgers team is not bad. They're obviously better than us, but they're not the greatest either. They have 278 overall quarterbacks, in which redshirt senior Noah Verdal will be the starter. They do have some talent on the defensive side of the ball. They have a solid running back in Isaiah Pacheco, so they are certainly favored. Herbstreit is picking them because, again, he's not clueless. But if we can hang tough on the road with the Maryland Terrapins, there's no reason why this game here at home against Rutgers can't be a competitive one. So let's get this game underway. Welcome, everybody, to Metropolis Field here in the nation's capital. Today, the Metropolis Bulldogs have their first home game in program history. Unfortunately, the stadium is not filled up at all. It looks like maybe half of the seats are filled, if that. So the Bulldogs do win the coin toss. They will choose to kick off. If you're new on this channel, I always pick tails, and for the most part, I always choose to kick off. So Rutgers is starting with the football. Verdal hands it off for Isaac Pacheco, and he is smothered in the backfield for an early loss of 2. Scout Lopez, the sophomore defensive tackle, makes the play. Lopez was all right in Week 1. He did have a fumble recovery. 3rd and 12. It's a screen for Pacheco, and he does not get the first down. Great tackle by the senior corner/running back, Mekhi Diggins. Diggins had a pretty quiet Week 1 himself, but I am confident he will pick it up here in Week 2. So here's quarterback Victor Johans. He's intercepted. It's Melton with the INT, and he's going to take it the distance for a pick 6. And the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are on the board. Max Melton with the INT. Not an ideal start here for Metropolis. Victor Johans had a very efficient Week 1. He did not make any mistakes, and although he didn't have any wow throws, he also didn't have any bad plays like that. So the offense has it back. There's a nice throw up the middle for Emmanuel Cortez, who brings it to about midfield. The passing game was the strength of the offense last week. The run blocking was abysmal, so Metropolis had to lean on the pass game, and it worked, but it is not working today. Another interception, this one by Trey Avery, who breaks a couple tackles, finds the seam, and there he goes. It does not look like Wilkerson will catch him. Another pick 6 for Rutgers, who has 2 here in the early stages of the game. Max Melton and Trey Avery with a pair of early pick 6s, and Rutgers is now up 14-0. A disastrous start here for Victor Johans, and now the offense has to get back into it. Johans remains in the game, but he does have a short leash, considering the other QBs are not a whole lot worse, as he gets it to Reggie King, the senior, for a nice first down. 3rd and 4 now. Johans under pressure. He doesn't want to throw it away, so he forces it into trouble, and it's nearly intercepted again. Johans did a great job of avoiding trouble last week, throwing it away when it was necessary, not forcing passes, and that's not happened today. So Rutgers has it back, and it'll be a safety on 3rd down. Scout Lopez with the sack. So in this game, we've had 2 defensive touchdowns and a safety. All of the scoring today has been by the defenses. Great to see Scout Lopez making another play. He has 2 early tackles for loss here in the first quarter, and it is 14-2. Mekhi Diggins smothered in the backfield for a loss of 4. It's Tyshawn Fogg, the big middle linebacker, one of the better players on this defense, making the play. And the offensive line continues to be a struggle as Johans is intercepted again. What is happening? This time, it's Abraham. Victor Johans has thrown 3 picks in the first quarter. What a disaster of a start here for the Metropolis offense, who really looked good last week, specifically Victor Johan. So Rutgers gets it with unbelievable starting field position as Verdal keeps it on the read option. He is brought down all the way at the 1 by Bo and Jovanovic. A huge run there for Noah Verdal. And throughout this first quarter, this game has been a runaway. Rutgers is dominating. They're leading 14-2 with another chance to score. And they do. It's the senior running back, Isaiah Pacheco, with the touchdown. And Rutgers is already up by 3 scores. This is just like last week, just minus all the turnovers. So as the offense comes out, we have a new face at quarterback. It's for redshirt freshman Larry Caker. After how Victor Johans played last week, I was not expecting to see him getting benched in the first quarter today, but that's what happens when you throw 3 picks. What a start! The first pass from Caker goes for a gain of 26 to Cortez. Cortez was not even the intended target there. It was actually Tyrese Rogers, but both Cortez and Rogers were wide open. To put things in perspective, the longest play so far this season with Victor Johans at quarterback has been 22 yards. So already there's a lot more splash with Caker, but the Rutgers defense is the one who's really been splashing here in the first quarter with 3 interceptions. They lead this game 21-2. Handoff for Mekhi Diggins up the middle here on a 3rd and 4. He gets 7, and he now has positive yardage today. I don't think it's Diggins' fault or really any of the running backs for the most part. The run game has been so lackluster as Caker keeps it on the read option. He gets the first down. Larry Caker's a big guy. He's like 6'7", 250. He is by far the strongest arm of anybody on this Metropolis team, but he does have shaky accuracy, and Victor Johans is a lot more reliable. I guess not today, but in general. As on 3rd and 5, the pass is caught by the senior tight end, O'Shane Yakabuti, who gets maybe a yard. Here on 4th and 4, the field goal unit does not come out on the field. Instead, it's the offense. Caker tries to go short, but it's incomplete for Danilo Walls. So it's a turnover on downs. Although the offense finally moved down the field there with the QB change, again, not a whole lot going on that drive. So Rutgers has it back, 3rd and 10. Verdal takes a shot deep downfield, and it's underthrown. Great coverage by Mekhi Diggins, who blankets himself on the receiver. Diggins has looked a lot better in coverage so far today defensively. I'm curious to see if he starts to look a lot better on offense. As on 1st down, I know how to snap the ball. I'm not new to this game. Caker under pressure, and he is sacked for a loss of about 9 yards. Olokanuli Farukazi is the one who brings him down, and now it is a 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs. Not a ton of time left here in the first half as Caker connects with O'Shane Yakabuti. He got it. The Bulldogs needed 19, and they get 19. A 3rd and 19 for an offense who really lacks explosiveness like Metropolis is pretty much a death sentence, but they got it on that play, and now the Bulldogs have a little bit of momentum. Not for long, however. Larry Caker loses 3 in the backfield. Again, it's Tyshawn Fogg who brings him down. Now it's 3rd and 5 here for Metropolis. A handoff up the middle for Tutu Ardavius III, who cuts to the right side. He gets about 3. So that brings us to another 4th down, and again, the offense stays on the field because, again, what is there to lose? It's going to be a handoff up the middle for Mekhi Diggins. He bounces off a blocker. Diggins still on his feet. What a run by Mekhi Diggins, who gains 22. I'm telling you guys, this kid has a chance to be a star. He is already a senior, so it's only a 1-year thing. But if the run blocking can do good like on that play, Mekhi Diggins can do big things. Very next play, Diggins finds the seam, gets 11. If the run blocking can be consistent like this, then I think this offense can go places. Metropolis wants to identify themselves as a run-first team, even though the run game has been poor so far. Caker, it's a triple option pitch for Emmanuel Cortez, who loses 5. That brings the Bulldogs pretty much doubled the amount of distance away from the goal. And now it is 3rd down and goal. About 20 seconds left in the half. Caker scrambling. He's going to try to run it in himself, and he is short. Only by about a yard, though. A nice gain of 9. He wanted to use his thick frame to bully himself into the end zone as it's a 4th and goal for 1. The offense remains on the field. They're going to go for it. It's a handoff from a freshman, John Alexander. who gets the touchdown, and the Metropolis Bulldogs have finally found the end zone. A great drive there from the Bulldogs, whose offense has been, well, a disaster today. And now they're only down by 12. And with Metropolis starting on offense in the second half, you never know. It's not like Rutgers' offense has been all that good. They've scored all their points because of turnovers. So here's the final Hail Mary. It is intercepted. The first INT in school history is by the junior safety, Ryan Jovanovic. Jovanovic stands at 6'4", so he's able to use his tall frame to be taller than the other receivers there and make the grab. Jovanovic has been one of the more steady players so far on defense. He's been one of the veteran leaders as well. And that concludes the first half. Not a great start with Victor Johans throwing 3 interceptions in the first quarter, but things seem to be looking better. If you look at the team stats, it almost looks like we're dominating. Rutgers is 29 yards. We have 158. Rutgers 2 for 7 on the air, 11 passing yards. Their offense hasn't gotten the ball a lot. They've had it for less than 3 minutes so far, so we're dominating time of possession as well. And you know who starts with the second half? The Bulldogs. So even though Metropolis had it for, a good 3 quarters of the first half, they start with the ball again because of the 2 pick sixes and the other interception that gave Rutgers really good field position, and obviously they eventually scored. So here's the offense, 3rd and 1. It's a halfback stretch for Makai Diggins. If one of those offensive linemen blocked the safety, that could have been an even bigger gain. But still a nice run there for Diggins, who is starting to find his stride a little bit. 3rd and 12 now. Caker scrambles to the right side, looking, and it is incomplete. Tried to get it to Emmanuel Cortez, but it's broken up by Trey Avery, one of the 3 Rutgers defenders who already has an interception so far. So the Scarlet Knights get it back, still up by 12, as here's Isaiah Pacheco with a nice run. The Scarlet Knights have really struggled to throw the ball. Noah Verdal has not looked very good today. I think they really need to focus on running the ball. Pacheco's a very powerful back, and they keep running, or trying to run screens, and it's really not working. The defense read the play perfectly there, which leads for a lot of time for Jonathan Savage II to get into the backfield for his first sack of his career. So the Metropolis defense gets another stop. The offense has it back as on 1st and 15. Caker is smothered to the ground for a loss of 8. Looked like he wanted to take a deep shot, but it's Mike Tveradov who brings him down for the QB sack. The offensive line continues to be the weak link for this team so far. The pass protection has been poor. The run blocking has been poor. I don't think it's at the fault of the QBs and skill position players that they've had no time. 3rd and 23 now. Caker has to send it deep downfield. It's caught! Oh, Shane Yakabuti breaks a tackle, breaks another one. It's a huge gain of 45 yards for the senior tight end. What a throw on the run by Larry Caker. He has the strongest arm on the team. You're going to see the wow throws with him. And Yakabuti does a great job after the catch for by far the longest gain in school history. Wow, what a play. 2nd and 1 now. It's another option, and Makai Diggins loses 6. The Bulldogs have really struggled on options so far because their offensive line doesn't give them any time to move. Again, also with really any run to the outside, the Bulldogs have really struggled. So because of that, most of their runs have been up the middle. So Rutgers has it back. 2nd and 12. Verdal is intercepted! Ryan Jovanovic with his 2nd interception of the ball game. What a grab. This one was a lot better than his first one. So if you look at the replay here, he got smothered right as the ball is in his hands, but he does a great job of holding on to it. It looked like he got stiff-armed down to the ground by the receiver, but nonetheless a huge turnover, and Metropolis can make it a 1-score game. 1st and goal. Caker connects with the fullback, Kenny Phillips Ferg, and the Metropolis Bulldogs, pending the PAT, are only down by 5 points. The Bulldogs looked out of it after the first quarter with Victor Johans throwing 3 interceptions. But wow, the Bulldogs have stormed back. The defense is on fire. The offense is playing better. And it's a 5-point game. Metropolis is not out of it. They could absolutely get their first win of the year today if they can get a stop on this possession. 3rd and 9. Verdal looking to throw it. Connects with Jones. That's a huge first down as Shameen Jones is wrapped up by the senior linebacker, Boob McAllister. But a big first down for Rutgers, and if they get a touchdown, they put themselves in a really good position. Even a field goal, that'll make it an 8-point game, which technically, that is only 1 possession. It's another third down, 3rd and 7. Verdal quickly throws it away. Great coverage, great pass rush, and Noah Verdal's rough day continues. So the field goal kicking unit is out. A fairly short kick from around, I would say, roughly maybe 29 yards. The kick is good, and Rutgers now leads 24-16. So the offense has it back with just under 3 minutes. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion ties it up. 2nd and 4 here for the Bulldogs. It's a handoff to the outside for Mekhi Diggins. And what did I tell you? With these outside runs, the running backs have no time to do anything, so you cannot blame Diggins at all. The offensive line just continues to be a mess as it's now 3rd down and 7. Huge play here. The Bulldogs have to convert as Caker is incomplete. Trying to get it to Tyrese Rogers, who has been shut down today, does not have a reception yet. So it's 4th and 7 from the 39. You could argue that Metropolis should punt it. They still have their timeouts, but they are going to go for it. Gutsy call here by head coach Isaiah Sparks as Caker on the run. Good throw, and it's dropped! Marcus Wilkerson had it right in his hands. It was a perfect throw by Larry Caker, but it slipped out. A potentially wasted opportunity for Metropolis, and that could cost him the game. Verdal keeps it on the option, breaks the tackle by Bo, and he got the first down. That should pretty much ice the game. It looks like Rutgers has it won, but not so fast. They're trying to add some more points. They're up by 8. Metropolis is out of timeout, so I'm not sure what they're doing, but Isaiah Pacheco does run for a touchdown on 1st and goal. So it looks like head coach Greg Schiano and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights have decided to show no remorse, not going to show any class or sportsmanship by padding the lead. So Metropolis wants to respond. They're not going to run the clock out after that, so they want to make it a one-score game as Caker on the run throws it deep downfield, and it is caught by Reggie King for a touchdown. What a dot thrown on that play by Larry Caker, connecting with the senior receiver Reggie King, who has scored in each of the first 2 weeks, trying to make Rutgers regret going for the touchdown at the end of the last possession. The Bulldogs are now going to go for 2 as well. They want to make it a full one-possession game as it's caught by Danilo Walls. He is in 31-24. Rutgers thought they would make it look cute by not letting it be a one-score game, but not so fast. The final hope for Metropolis is the onside kick here by Mark Mitchell. It is picked up by Manangai, and that is how this game is going to come to an end. But just like week 1, a lot of hope and optimism if you're a Metropolis Bulldogs fan. 31-24 is your final. The Bulldogs fall to 0-2. Rutgers goes up to 1-0. But I think we played well. I think you can make the argument that we outplayed Rutgers. And outside of that first quarter, which was an utter disaster, I thought we were the better team. Now, keep in mind, obviously, we're going to completely blow them out of the water when it comes to yards because we had the ball way more. But still, I feel like we performed better than them. So Victor Johan started. He was awful. Not a whole lot to say about that. And then Larry Caker came in, and he wasn't overly efficient, only completing 44% of his passes. But we saw the splash throws, which he can do because he has a strong arm. The run game was a lot better today. Wasn't great, but it was far improved. Alexander and Diggins were both impressive. In the receiving game, Reggie King and O'Shane Yakabuti both had a couple plays, but none of the receivers have really been all that consistent. And then the defense was phenomenal. With Rutgers' 4 touchdowns, 2 of them were pick sixes, and 2 of them they started inside the 30-yard line. Ryan Jovanovic had 2 interceptions. He was great, and the Rutgers offense really struggled. Noah Verdal was very unimpressive. The run game wasn't great. Isaac Pacheco was fine. Their receivers, nothing there. The receiver who had the most yards for them had 16 off of 1 reception. Their defense was obviously great with the interceptions. And overall, Rutgers' defense is what won them this game. Definitely not the offense. So that's going to bring us to week 3 against the Virginia Tech Hokey Pokeys. Virginia Tech is not one of our main rivals. Our main rivals are Maryland and Capital College. But we do have a couple secondary rivals like Virginia, Navy, West Virginia, and Virginia Tech. So this is still technically a rivalry game in a way, and certainly one we want to win. I think Virginia Tech is the best team we've played against so far. They have a ton of talent on the defensive side of the ball. Their offense isn't great. It's not awful, though. They do have senior quarterback Braxton Burmester, the former Oregon Duck, leading the way. It's going to be a challenging game for us, I'm sure, but we are at home, and we do have some momentum. We've played well 2 weeks in a row, and you could argue, outside of the first quarter, we outplayed Rutgers. So that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm glad that you guys have been super enthusiastic about this series so far because I've had a ton of fun with it, even though the team is a 61 overall. But make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.